Once you're up to date with the upstream, let's take a look at how you can supply your own changes to the XA repository. First, let's show the files and find something we want to change. I'm going to use the Anchorage RTX sector file as an example. I'll be using Notepad++, but you can of course edit it however you want. For now, I'm going to remove a comment and save, and we can see the change here. While this is a good start, this isn't really how we want you to do it. There's a much better, cleaner way of making changes that will make our lives much easier to manage and for us to go back and find who made changes when and to figure out what changes you're trying to make. So for now, I'm going to discard these changes and show you a little bit about organization. Based on the contribution guidelines in the XA Sectorfiles repository README, we need you to create a new branch to do your work on. A branch you can think of as a certain thread of changes to a repository. And you can name these branches to help us figure out what you're doing. Now, we have a very specific prescriptive format for how you name your branches. To do this, press New Branch and give it a name. And the name is going to be the 4-digit identifier for the sector file you are changing, not the airport, but the sector file. So Papa Alpha Zulu Alpha means I'm changing Anchorage Center. Hyphen, the sort of thing you are changing. If you're changing a specific airport, for instance, Anchorage International, you could do that. Or you could say you're changing SIDS, or ARAC data, or that sort of thing, or the color scheme, or something like that. So in this case, I'm just going to be changing some of the documentation. The last bit, also very important, is your 6-digit IVEO VID. I'll use mine here. Once you have these 3 pieces, with additional pieces in between these two if you feel it's necessary to be more specific, press Create Branch. Once you have this, press Publish Branch. What this does is it will put the branch that you've just made onto your fork. If we go back to my fork and refresh the page, if I hit this drop-down, we should now see this PASA doc 644.899 branch that we've just made. This is a good sanity check to make sure it's all working. Now that we've got a branch we can make our changes on, let's actually make the changes. I'm going to remove this, I'm going to save it, and we'll see the changes here. Normally, you're going to do more than one change at a time, but I'm just going to keep it simple for this demonstration. Once you've made all of your changes and are ready to bundle it up, or once you've made one strand of changes or one group of changes and you're ready to bundle it up, we need to make a commit. Now, a commit is a package, nice little bundle of changes that GitHub can track and manage and send to other people so they can see your changes. First, we need to name our commit. We need to give it a message. Now, a message should typically be a full sentence, but we want to try and keep it short enough to be easy to read. So it needs to be descriptive enough where just by reading it we can get the gist, but it needs to be descriptive enough to give us the full idea. So, for instance, for a sector file like this, I might say removed extraneous comment from Anchorage sector file. You'll notice I've started it with a capital letter, I've ended it with a full stop or a period. It should be a full sentence. Any additional information can go down here in the description. For instance, if I were saying update Anchorage Center procedures, I might say added SIDS 4 and then list some airports, something like that, right? And then added stars 4. You get the idea. This should be the nice short tagline we can use to figure out what sorts of changes were made. And down here is all the nitty-gritty information if you wish. The description is not required if your message is sufficiently descriptive, like for a small change like this. Here we are. So once you've got a group of changes that you want to make one bundle, you can hit commit. And we call that a commit. So you are committing and making a commit. It's both a verb and a noun. If you have commit signing turned on, if you don't worry about this, but if you do, it will hopefully ask you for a password to sign the commit. Once that's done, you should be able to see it in your history with a little up arrow saying it's waiting to be uploaded. And you'll notice this sync button's changed to an up arrow saying to push. We go ahead and push, and then go back to look at our version, you'll see that there's a recent push, right? Recent pushes. And if I refresh the page, we'll see that it's now one commit ahead. If I pop open the Anchorage sector file, you'll also see that this comment is gone. You can also look through the changes for the commit, and I can see which files have been changed and how they've been changed. So here it shows that we've removed this line. Wonderful. Make as many commits as you like, and once you're ready for your changes, all of your commits, all of your changes, to be brought back to the main Iveo XA repository, you can file something called a pull request.